Hello and welcome to today's Rift. I'm Stormo, and we are shifting journey. I might be a little bit funny on my buttons today because I haven't really been playing Demon Hunters a lot lately. In fact, I spent the weekend primarily playing a monk because I decided I needed a bit of a change from all the demon hunting I've been doing. And a monk seemed like a good choice. I haven't played monks in ages. Really fun class, and I found a really fun build. The whole thing started because I was looking at I think the Diablo fans forum, which is often where I look for interesting new things, and I thought I want to try a monk. I haven't played a monk in a long time, and I looked at the build and I found a build, and then I didn't really like that build, so I decided to start a seasonal monk. So I've finally made a season 2 character. Not super happy with the way the character's played out yet, but it's definitely a different experience. I felt the primary reason I used to play monk all the time. In fact, the first character I ever got to level 60, and I think the first character I ever got to level 70 actually, were both monks. And I used to main it quite a bit back a long time ago, before Demon Hunters were really good. But unfortunately, I started to find that, in fact, the game changed in such a way that it became very hostile towards melee characters, I felt. And so I basically stopped playing monk at that point. It's sort of a Blizzard tradition that, in fact, World of Warcraft, Warlords of Draenor is currently going through the same thing, where melee classes are at a huge disadvantage because of Blizzard's habit of putting very sort of close range area of effect attacks on bosses that force them to run out and of course limit their DPS, and they don't give melee classes tools to deal with that very effectively. And it was the same in Diablo 3 for a while, but these days monks are pretty strong. I know there was a bug a little while ago that basically made monks the top tier for certain greater rift ladders. I think the Season 2 ladder there was a bug that allowed that to happen, but yeah, I think it's sort of back to normal now. But yeah, so I've been playing monks a bit, and I've been playing a seasonal character, which is a bit of a change because I haven't done a season. Why did I go back up there when the path clearly goes this way? I thought the path had blocked off, that's why. So yeah, so I'm just sort of trying to get back into the swing of playing a Demon Hunter after having spent the weekend playing a monk. Also spent a lot of the weekend playing City Skylines, which I think I talked about last week in a video, and which I'll make a video on at some point this week. I haven't got around to it yet, but that will happen. And hopefully I'll get to do more of the Steam wishlist videos this week. I think the next one on schedule will be King of Fighters 98. So hopefully that'll happen sometime this week. If not, it will happen next week. It might become a weekly thing. And if I can find time, I'm going to try and do more Final Fantasy 13. That's sort of fallen by the wayside a little bit, and I'm sorry about that. I really want to keep going with that. It's just a case of finding the time to do it. I may even start some other Let's Plays and just put them on the back burner for a while, but hopefully that doesn't happen too long. I've had an idea about a series of videos I want to make concerning a different game, which I'm not going to name the game, because if I don't make the videos I'll feel a bit foolish having talked about it in this video. But let's just say it's a popular space-themed role-playing game series, and I was thinking of making a video about it. But that's for the distant future. I may end up going back and revisiting Sonic CD in a series of videos as well at some point in the future. Not yet. So yeah, but those are all things that will happen in the future. Now, one of the really interesting differences between a monk and a demon hunter is that a monk takes so much damage compared to a demon hunter. Like, because of the fact you're in melee range, you're always in range of melee attacks from the enemies, and so you just end up taking huge stacks of damage. And you generally have tools to mitigate that, or to deal with that. I mean, for a start, you have a native 30% damage reduction that helps a lot. But you also have things like Serenity, and you have Breath of Heaven if you want to use it, although that's apparently not very good, so you're not supposed to use it. And you tend to stack a lot of life on hit and things like that, just to keep up the healing as you need it. And that's not something I ever need to do as a demon hunter. just because Demon Hunters are nice and fast and don't stand in melee range. The other thing you find with monks too is that while they have pretty good mobility as a demon class, that still doesn't come close to Demon Hunters. I meant mobility as a melee class there, not a demon class. They're not a demon class. But because you don't have the survivability of, say, the Crusader, and monks, I guess, were, before Crusaders, they were a bit survivability focused. They were never the tankiest class in the game, but and certainly with the addition of the Crusader, they're not at all. But given that at launch the game basically shipped with 2 melee classes, and yeah, it became a bit of a thing for monks to really struggle with survivability, particularly over barbarians, who are intended as the tanky class. And I seem to recall that originally monks were the only class that had the innate 30% damage reduction for being a melee class. Barbarians didn't. And at the moment, monks are probably in a better spot than barbarians, from my understanding of having read up on this recently. Like, the way I tend to do this game these days is I tend to focus on Demon Hunters, and so I tend to be much more aware of issues facing Demon Hunters. And to be perfectly honest, there aren't a lot of issues facing Demon Hunters these days, as long as you know the builds and you know how sentries work, and you know, you can use all your buttons, which I'm not doing very effectively. I haven't been keeping Mark of Death up at all. So I'll try and be a bit more aware of that. The main reason for that is because on my monk, I'm using that same key for a skill that's essentially a passive, the mantra skill, which I don't fire off anywhere near as much as I probably should, so I'm not using it as much. On the other hand, I have dashing strike on my one key, so that's why I'm vaulting everywhere, because I keep hitting dashing strike. So, but yeah, monks are also interesting in that their resource regeneration, the meta for it at the moment is essentially you don't use spirit generators. At higher levels, you tend to rely on lots of spirit regen. The other thing that monks have over Demon Hunters is dashing strike goes through the walls, which is nice. It would be nice if Vault did that. Really nice if Vault did that. I'd be pretty happy if Vault started doing that at some point. The tragedy of all this is, of course, the fact that my seasonal monk is actually now a higher level than this Demon Hunter. For having not put much more playtime into it, and that's mostly just a factor of the fact that I've been leveling her with bounties rather than just rifts, because of course I don't have access to rift keys from the start of the season, so I have to do it that way. So I've just stuck to leveling, collecting rift keys, which I'll then use once she's level 70, just to farm rifts and get rift keys and see how far I go with her doing that. But I may not play her past 70. The main reason I made her was to get the rewards that you get for having a level 70 seasonal character. Even if you don't do anything beyond that, there are stuff that you'll get anyway. So anyway, we'll head down here. This is pretty dull rift, to be honest. I don't know. Nothing particularly exciting's happened so far. We haven't had lots of monster density or anything like that. That was the other thing I did find with my monk. Actually, I'm playing her on master difficulty rather than expert difficulty, and have been for quite a while. I could probably bring this character up to master difficulty already, but I don't quite want to do that just yet. I might, maybe after I hit level 60, I'll have a look at doing that. I was planning not to do it till I hit level 70, but it's just one of those things where it may actually make sense to do it earlier than that. So, but I'll see how I go, because I am pretty seriously steamrolling expert difficulty now with this character. But at the same time, there is a bit of a jump between expert and master, and steamrolling expert can often be more efficient than struggling your way through master difficulty. So, just have to see how we go with that. Don't have too much to go. I'm not going to level probably on this rift run, so going up to master would increase the leveling pace quite a bit, obviously. So that's the one thing I noticed. I blasted through level 40, level 50. My monk is now level 67, just from being a seasonal character. So that's pretty cool, and that's not because of season. That's just because I chose to go up that difficulty level and play on master. And I may do that. May even be tomorrow's video for this. I might just up the difficulty and see how we go. If we die and it becomes like this video where I'm just struggling to get through, then I'll finish the rift, obviously, because I don't want to waste the rift key, but the following video will be me back down on like expert or whatever difficulty I'm on now. Yeah, expert. So, top right corner. That's where it is. Right there. Back up. That's one thing that I'm finding is a lot easier. Dashing strike, which is basically the monk equivalent of bolt, uses charges. It doesn't cost resources, but it uses charges. And I often find that I run out of the charges. I have the room that gives it 3 instead of 2 charges, and I still run out quite a bit. Because you tend with Volt and Dashing Strike to use it multiple times. That's why I like having acrobatics on Volt, because it means that I get that cheaper second Volt very quickly. And one thing that you tend to get with Dashing Strike more so than Volt is that if you're fighting jailers, what tends to happen is you get jailed immediately after, and you've run out of charges, and you can't move out of the thing you were trying to dash out of in the first place. So that can be really annoying, but not something I'm particularly... I mean, the stupidest deaths I've had as a monk, and I'm not playing hardcore because stuff that, but the stupidest deaths I've had as a monk have come from a minion combination I got, actually, which had, I think it was a champion pack that had Nightmarish and Molten, and that doesn't seem too bad, like, aside from the fact that you get feared across, like, the Molten sort of paths that they leave. But then I got feared into an exploding Molten, right as it exploded and killed me, and there was basically nothing I could do about that. Ooh, Conduit Pylon, that'll speed the Rift up. Oh wow, this is going to be the fastest Rift Guardian ever. Or is it? Quickly, kill it, kill. Yeah, look at this, Oh, glorious. Glorious. I love doing that. Getting the Conduit Pylon and doing that. And because they've only nerfed it in Greater Rifts, it's still just as awesome. Did I hear a... no, I didn't. Okay, it was my puzzling. I thought there was a treasure goblin around. So, let's see what we picked up. That is straight up an upgrade, especially because it increases evasive fire damage. That is near enough as makes no difference to an upgrade, even though it has that hungering arrow damage on it. It's still worth it. No, maybe no. Nope. Nope. Yes. No. No, so that's, oh, did I check that ring? Is that an upgrade for my other ring? It's not. It kind of is and it kind of isn't. I'm probably not going to upgrade to it. And we got an Exalted Grand Runic Quiver, which apparently I never picked up. So, that's this Rift run, and I will see you all again tomorrow.
I need to go back.